What's up, you guys? Let's hop into how I make my spaghetti for spaghetti nights with some loaded pizza garlic bread for the kiddos. Make dinner for my 9 kids who y'all hear in the background. Tonight, we're gonna do something quick and easy. It's giving spaghetti. It's giving as quick as possible because I defrosted some ground turkey. Let's get on into it. Gotta have fun while you're in the kitchen because otherwise this is such a daunting task, cooking dinner every single day. I'm gonna go ahead and start with some mushrooms. I love mushrooms. If you ask the kids, they're gonna be like, ew, mushrooms, da 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 da. They don't know. They'll never know. If you wanna ever have a kid eat anything, put it in a sauce. They'll never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some mushrooms, wash those. I have a yellow onion and some garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and chop those up because that's my base for almost everything I make, onion and garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and slice up those mushrooms and then get them diced up like a rough chop. And then I'm gonna throw them into a pot with my ground turkey, which I'm gonna be using about 3 pounds of ground turkey today. I'm gonna season that all together. And then it's really quick. I love spaghetti nights because it's something that I can do fairly quickly. It's simple. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do this. You can make it more expensive or you can make it more cheap depending on your budget. And it feeds a lot of people. And when you have a big family like I do of 11, you want to make as much as possible. Okay? And if your kids are like mine, we don't really do leftovers that often, but spaghetti, pastas, soups, those are things that I always love to make a lot of because not only do they not cost a lot, but the kids will eat them as leftovers. So I'm gonna use 2 packages of this ground turkey. Like I said, it's about 3 to 3.5 pounds. And then I'm gonna go in with some seasonings, and y'all know, I love my seasonings, okay? Gotta season it up, make it taste really yummy. In this video, I didn't have my meat grounder chopper, but I do have one, and so usually my meat I feel like is a little bit smaller, but I'm not gonna sit here and fight with the meat all day. You know, I like to be able to taste the meat, see the meat. I don't want it super fine, but I do like it a little bit smaller than this. But this on this night, who's watching, who's counting, who's caring? So I'm gonna season it up really well. And then I feel like another thing that makes my spaghetti go to the next level is I add actual diced tomatoes depending on how I'm feeling. This is just a can of tomato sauce, but I also go in with a can of or 2 cans of diced tomatoes as well because I feel like it just really takes it to the next level, makes it taste really, really yummy. Like I said, you guys, I have kids in my house that will swear up and down they don't eat tomatoes, they don't like tomatoes, and I tell them all the time, you guys love tomatoes, you just don't know it, but you do. Anywho, I have some Italian diced tomatoes, so I'm gonna add that. I added some cans of tomato sauce. These are just the little cheap cans. This is how I take something that you can usually get tomato sauce fairly cheap, or even like the canned spaghetti sauce fairly cheap, and you can mix that with some diced tomatoes, some seasoning, some fresh herbs, and then you have basically a homemade sauce that's really, really good and really, really filling. No one's gonna know that it was cheap. They'll never know, y'all. They'll never know. I swear, this, like, adults, kids, everybody loves this dish. So like I said, these are Italian diced tomatoes. They have basil and garlic in them, and they just took it to the next level. That with the mushrooms, like, the sauce doesn't even, the sauce is what you make it, honey. So I put a little garlic rosemary in there because I feel like garlic and rosemary goes really good with spaghetti or any Italian dish. So I put that in there with a bay leaf. I'm gonna bring that to a simmer. Meanwhile, I'm gonna slide on over here to these garlic bread slices. This is just regular garlic bread that I already had in the refrigerator. I'm gonna use some pepperoni that I already had, and I was like, I'm gonna make little pizza bites, little pizza garlic breads. So I went ahead and put a little cheese on top, sprinkled cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the pepperonis myself, and then I'm gonna put a few pepperonis, a little handful on each one. Then I'm gonna bake it per the instructions on the package because this is just gonna take it to the next level and it makes it fun. This would be a really good snack time too as well for the kiddos because it's like little mini pizzas, you know? And I feel like, you know, it goes good with the theme. So that's what we did. We went ahead and threw a little bit more cheese on those. And I said I'm gonna get some more bigger baking pans. I haven't done it yet, y'all, but I'm working on it. Now we're gonna slide into the noodles. I'm gonna put in just a little bit of chicken seasoning. Instead of using just like salt to salt my water. I use the chicken seasoning. It just adds a really good flavor. I only had one box of each of these noodles, so I used one box of bow tie and one box of the other ones. I love both of these noodles. I just didn't have two of one, so I said frick it, I'm gonna mix it. Nobody's gonna care, the kids aren't gonna care. And that sauce is in a nice simmer. Ooh, it looks so good, it smells so good. I know y'all wish y'all had smell-o-vision right now. I just know you do. And I added in just a teaspoon of brown sugar because everybody knows a little brown sugar in your spaghetti just really makes it taste really nice and robust without being too tart. Because sometimes that tomato sauce can make it really tart and kind of take away from the flavor. But if you add a little bit of brown sugar, it really balances it all out. I'm gonna go ahead and plate up everybody's bowls. I always have a couple of kids that are like, I don't want that, or I'll eat later, or I'm not hungry. But all of the younger kids always eat everything I make. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the noodles in first, and then I'm going to spoon over my sauce, get that nice and in there, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more sprinkled cheese on top, because why not? It's spaghetti night, gotta have loads of cheese. This is definitely something that I love to make. Like I said, y'all, a little bit of fresh basil. I've been growing this basil plant since it was a little baby, and now it's so big and has beautiful leaves. So I'm gonna just use some of that basil. So like I said, sprinkled some cheese. I chopped the basil up, and I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit on everybody's bowl. And then the bread should be ready, and I'm gonna take it out and go ahead and put everybody a little piece of garlic pizza bread, and it just looks so cute and fun, and it tastes really, really yummy. This is definitely a kid approved meal. I feel like every kid loves spaghetti, whether they say they like tomato sauce or not. Everybody loves spaghetti, okay? And this is just a fun play on like something that you can make that, you know, you probably make it, I don't know, if you're like me, a few times a month, and it just makes it more fun, so it's not boring, you guys. It was really, really good and nice and cheesy. The kids always love when I make spaghetti. Like I said, we do this at least a few times a month. So anyway, y'all, we make good meals all the time for the kids, family of 9. We've got tons of new content coming to this channel, so if you're not subscribed, take this time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your girl. And until next time, y'all, bye.